Now let's be honest, buying a house for the first time is very scary. Buying it a million miles away from home, it's even scarier. So if anyone clicking this video has a heightened level of being anxious as hell about investing far from home, I get it. However, if you've been watching me long enough, you know I strongly believe that all property strategies work, but they don't work in every single area. And as a result of this, many of you who may want to buy, let's say buy-to-lets for example, or HMOs may often have to venture outside of your current area. And if that sounds like you, then this video is for yourselves. Because I know that investing in property is already a scary thing, parting with huge sums of money, knowing that each investment has its own individual risk. But now realizing you may have to go further afield to find that perfect investment just adds that little bit more stress. But hopefully this video is going to help you mitigate some of those by answering the following questions. What do you do? What can you do? And what should you do? Well, obviously you should all like the video. You can easily do it by smashing the thumbs up thingy majiggy, and you should definitely think about subscribing. But alongside this, you should also sit back, take a deep breath and get comfortable, because now I'm about to explain how you can invest successfully away from home. What's going on everyone? My name is Aaron, aka The Anxious Investor, and today, other than directly subtly asking you to smash the like button, I'll be helping you invest away from home. Now I don't know how new or old you are to the channel, but recently, last August, we purchased a property 300 miles away. So if you want to see that, the link is in the description below. And I've also bought properties hours and hours away from home too, so it's something I've kind of done a lot, although I do prefer to invest closer to home. But for today, we're going to go through and answer some of the following questions to alleviate some of your concerns. Firstly, how to find an area. Secondly, how to find your people. And thirdly, how to mitigate risks. So let's begin with how to find your area. Now, in order to find your area, you need to know what you're looking for, right? Obviously. So let's assume you want to buy-to-lets for around the £100,000 mark, knowing that a 25% deposit with some fees etc. on top will get you the type of investment property that you're after, as your current location only has prices of, let's say, more than £500,000 because you're rolling like that. Now you need to choose an area based on a few factors, and here are some top level things that I would definitely look to search for. So pens ready guys. Firstly, how far is it? Now this will depend on your appetite for risk. Do you want to be able to get down and visit the place within a few hours, or are you happy knowing that it's not an easy commute away? Next up, what is the city or town like? Google searches and visits to the area can teach you so much. Is there regeneration taking place? Are there transport links? Good ones I mean. Good schools, universities nearby? Will it fall on the HS2 route? Are there more working professionals in that area? Now all these questions, and I know there's quite a few of them, you need to take your time with and research, and they should not be skipped over. Also, if you can go and visit the place a few times, I would highly recommend you walking the streets in the day and also in the night, as things can change throughout the day. This will also give you an insight more into the demographics of the particular area you're looking to invest in. Next up, you want to ask yourself, has this area seen capital appreciation? Or are you buying solely on forecast figures or cash flow? Again, some Google research can definitely help identify past prices and indications of those figures. So hopefully guys, you took some notes there, but do rewind that if you need to go over those questions again. Next up, finding your people. How do you find your people? And what do I even mean by that? Well, let's say you've settled on Birmingham as your ideal patch, and you found a patch that has a few buy-to-lets for £100,000. This is just an example, by the way, before somebody gets upset in the comments saying, you can't buy houses for Birmingham in 100k. I'm not even sure why I did that accent. But anyway, let's just keep it like that for the example. Now you need to find your people, and by people, these will differ depending upon your strategy. But essentially they will include people, let's say for a buy-to-let, like your letting agents, estate agents, and handymen. Now, some letting agents have handymen, but it's also good to try and get a few yourself as well and have them ready on speed dial. And why you need a letting agent, a good one of course, as they will be your main contact. You need them to ensure that, well, obviously they let it, but also that they let it to the right type of tenant. Letting it to someone who's not paying rent won't help you, and it certainly won't help them. But don't assume this level of common sense is always seen by some letting agents. Sometimes they're happy to take the fees up front and leave a tenant in there that they probably wouldn't put in their own house. So make sure you do some due diligence on the letting agents, and then work on a suitable management fee with that particular letting agent that works not just for yourselves but also works for them as well, to get the best tenants in place. So what do you need an estate agent? Well, estate agents are useful should you ever need to buy more stock, i.e. houses, or sell. So they are always good people to have around. And remember, the more you buy, the more they're gonna like you. And of course, a handyman. So I mentioned this right at the beginning, but a handyman is useful to get around there and fix trivial problems. You can't do this yourself, especially if you're investing miles away. Time is money. Now, from my experience, they usually charge per job, or some of them just have a fixed call out price. So hopefully that gives you some indication. And finally, how to mitigate risks. How do you mitigate the risk? Property investing is all about mitigating risks, in my personal opinion. You will never mitigate all of them. It simply doesn't work like that, but you can reduce them significantly. So these are some of the questions you need to be asking yourself. Firstly, do you know the tenants that will likely move into your house? Research and speaking to the letting agents is crucial about understanding this. Secondly, have you got your figures right? Have you looked at comparables for rents, spoken to letting agents, and been conservative with your figures? Next up, have you accounted for voids and maintenance in your monthly cash flow figures? This is a common mistake I often see people do. One bad thing going wrong with the property and your profit has gone for the year. And I appreciate this exercise is designed to make you think, what's the worst that could happen? But that's the way that we need to be thinking about it. Let's just say the letting agent goes bust or the owners retire. What's your backup? Have you even thought about that? What if the handyman is a 70-year-old Bob the Builder fella? Not stereotyping, by the way. But they're in their final years and they want to retire next year. Who's your backup? Do you know electricians and plumbers in that area should you need to get certificates or boiler repairs done? If not, you need to be getting that. So yes, you can Google these, and check a trade at mybuilder.com can definitely help, but it's also good to have as much knowledge as possible yourself by getting around that area, or at least connecting with people already there. And that, my good friends, is pretty much that. A nice and short video today, but hopefully it helps you, or better yet, give you some food for thought in terms of the type of questions you need to be asking yourself and answering about investing further afield. Now, obviously different strategies require different types of people in your network, but on the whole, if you can answer those questions posed in this video and you did your figures well, you have essentially put the odds in your favor with investing further afield. I sincerely hope that it helps you. And as always, I want to thank you all so much for taking time out of your day when you could have been doing anything to stick around and watch this video. So now, as always, it's time to roll those bloopers. Have an awesome day, guys. I will be hoping we'll get you the investment vehicle that would you want to be able to get down there. Would you want to get? It's not an easy cue. Is money. Now they usually charge